haven't tried the Locklicious all-natural hair care product line? Well, let's hear what the Lock community has to say about it.
I love how it sprays and how it feels, you guys. Like, it feels so good. And it smells amazing, you guys.
The Lock and Twist moisturizer was really good for me. The hydration mist was phenomenal.
This is bomb, baby. I was really impressed, kind of blown away, and I think that if you're struggling, definitely go check them out.
And check out the 5-star reviews on our website. So, what are you waiting for? Go to locklicious.com to start treating your crown like royalty.
Hello fam, welcome back to the African Diaspora News channel. I'm Wongel Zelalem, bringing you this report. Today's report is about a banker defrauding the bank he worked for 219 million naira to build houses, buy land, and invest in Ponzi scheme. The convict has been sentenced to 8 years in prison without an option of fine. Oliver Anidiobi was a former manager with Sterling Bank who duped a microfinance bank in 2019 while serving as its account relationship officer. The convict convinced the microfinance bank to deposit 219 million naira but went ahead to put it in a fixed deposit account. He also forged a deposit certificate to deceive the bank and diverted the funds for personal use according to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Oliver used the proceeds to build a block of 5 flats, an uncompleted 4-bedroom bungalow, and acquired several plots of land along the Enugu Port Expressway. He also invested 65 million naira in a Ponzi scheme called Let's Partner With You. Oliver messed up. He was given a responsibility. He was, the accounts manager for that company. That company trusted him, that bank trusted him, and he convinced them somehow to send to him 219 million naira. It's almost, I think, a little over $500,000. He took that money and put it aside in a fixed bank account. So now they can't touch it. What he did was take that money. He forged letters. He, bamboozled them basically. Took that money, bought, I believe 5 apartments. He bought a bungalow. He bought land. And not only that, he invested on a Ponzi scheme. I don't think he knew it was a Ponzi scheme. Why would he invest? Unless and otherwise, he was told that you will be the top boss and, whatever you invest in is going to come back to you. It's just for the rest of, the people that will register that will lose money. You won't. But I suspect he invested in the Ponzi scheme not knowing that it's a Ponzi scheme. He's like, okay, I'm going to invest my money. I'm going to make sure it doubles instead of, wasting this and other things. Although I have to give him this, I'm going to be honest. The things that he did with the stolen money is impressive. He didn't buy luxurious cars or jewelry. What he did was invest. He bought land. What's the benefit of having land? It will most likely increase in price in a few years, right? That's an investment. He bought apartments. That's also investment. Real estate. The other house he bought, the bungalow, that's also investment. And the Ponzi scheme that he invested on, that's also an investment. So as much as he's a thief and he's going to jail for 8 years with no bond, what we can learn from him is when we get money, it's not to flaunt it around. Okay, you deserve it. You got the money. You worked hard. Treat yourself. But that's not it. You would want to be smart about it. You would want to invest it so that 5 years, 10 years from now, you can get your return. You can set your kids up for success. But not a lot of people do that. And I think it's about financial literacy. Not a lot of us learned this. We had to learn it the hard way. We didn't learn it in school. Nobody taught us, not our parents. So usually the education we get is by, you do something and you learn through experience. So the good thing is some people wake up, like the first, second experience that they had to, encounter the highs, the lows. But some people, they have the delusion of money will keep coming, so they'll spend and spend that money and eventually end up in a negative, like they owe more money than they have, and the government will come to collect the tax and they were not paying. So we've seen this happen time and time again. And as much as this guy is a crook and he stole from people, and by the way, he didn't even deny it at the court. He said, yeah, I mean, who's gonna argue with this evidence? That's what he said. So at least he was smart enough to know that he's going to jail, and the bank is going to get their money by selling the things that he purchased. Thankfully for them, you know, he literally invested it instead of spending it. Although the $65 million that he invested on the Ponzi scheme, I don't think they'll get it, but most of the things I'm sure they'll be able to get it. So in a nutshell, he's arrested. He's going to be in jail, in prison for 8 years. And the moral of the story is, what does not belong to you does not belong to you, and don't steal from people. And I'm glad he was caught, because that's not fair, and that was not right, and that was illegal, and he got caught. So that's the story for today. Let us know down below what your thoughts are about this guy that stole money from the bank and invested it instead of wasting it. I'm Wongel Zelalem bringing you this report. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Living in America as a black person, you recognize there is one set of laws for you and one set of laws for those, especially in the white community. In our book, Passive Aggressive Racism in the System of White Supremacy, I take you through times in my life when I first started noticing white supremacy. We teach you how to recognize it, identify it, and also counter it in our book. This book is a beginner's course for those that are just starting to wake up and open their eyes to see the system of white supremacy. As a black American person, you must understand this system, because this system is life or death to you. How you handle it, how you deal with it, it can affect your mental health if you don't understand this system. Pick up our book, Passive Aggressive Racism and the System of White Supremacy, today on Amazon.